Is your desire to build an online presence that attracts your ideal audience and grows your business? In this video, I'm going to show you how to get started with building an online presence by designing your website on Canva. One of my top recommendations is that entrepreneurs should have a website, but the truth is, building a website and having one is a huge investment. So with Canva, you can create a budget-friendly website for that course launch, for that business launch, for navigating and showing persons how to use a product, or even to showcase your products and show them or tell them more about your services. So in this video, you're going to get all the things, all the information that you need to learn more. So the first thing you want to do is ensure that you're on the home page, and you should see the tab that says, what will you design today? All right, so I'm going to go to create a design because typically this is a great place to start, especially if you're going to use templates. If you're going to create from scratch, then you could have gone to the home page and select websites, and it would just pop up the blank canvas and you could just start designing. However, because I'm creating this for my non-designers who I don't want to feel overwhelmed, I have decided that, hey, I am going to show you how to search for templates, both for the pro version and free version, and how to transform your template, making it your own. All right, so we're going to select websites. And once we select websites, what you're seeing here is just a different type of websites that you can create in Canva. And you can create for your business, event, portfolio, retail, bio link. You know that link that's what people always put on Instagram. Click the link in the bio, that same one. And so you can do that, or you can just browse and see what exists here. But we're going to select See All. Once I select See All, I'm seeing a wide range of templates, thousands. No, this is where a lot of persons sometimes get overwhelmed, because honestly, if you're not a designer and you don't know where to start, then of course, a lot of templates is like, oh my God, it's like a playground, right? You can pick, choose, and refuse. And so I want you just to be very mindful that, hey, you're creating a website, you want to know the purpose for which you're creating that website, and to narrow it down, you can use the filters. Now, this is perfect because on filters, you can choose the style, you can choose a theme, you can choose the color, you can choose the features of your website, all the things, right? And for this particular website that we're going to design, it's going to be specifically a minimalistic type of website, keeping it clean and simple. And it's for a wellness brand. So it's a health and wellness studio for pregnant women. So that's a theme we're working with, right? We might not see the exact theme, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to transform that template, making it your own. All right. So I'm going to choose style as minimalist. Then I am going to just scroll down and I am going to see if I can choose business, and I'm going to select apply. Once I select apply, I see all the different types of templates associated what I selected, right? So this is giving me very businesses just as I selected. And if I don't want these templates, I can go back and say unchecked, and I can uncheck and I can choose something else, right? Or I could go in my search tab and write health website, and let's see what pops up. Perfect. Once I select health website, you see all the things. I'm seeing all the options that I can choose from. And I'm going to just choose a template here. I'm going to select the first one that says follow your gut. And one of the things you want to be mindful of, right? Once you select that template, you have the option to preview it before you start customizing. So you get an idea of what it looks like, what are the elements on this page before you start customizing. And this is just a great way to explore what's there. So you don't choose it, and then when you go in, you're like, this is not really the one I want. And then you end up like wasting a lot of time picking and choosing, right? So I can just browse what the features are for this particular template. Or if I don't like this one, I can see more like it, and then I can choose. I'm going to look for another here, and choose. So this is also a wellness template or health related template, and I'm just browsing. It doesn't really match the aesthetic and vibe I am looking for, but I can just go back, or I could also go back to the option that says see more like this or more like this, right? So for this one, I'm going to come out of it. I'm going to select the X bar, and then I'm going to type wellness website. And that's the thing, you can just search for literally anything on Canva and you'll find it, right? So I'm going to select the first one here, holistic wellness website that is sleek. And I'm going to select customize this template. No, pro tip for my designers and non-designers, specifically for my non-designers, right? One of the things that I found works or that works for me is sketching out the concept before I get started. You want to at least have an idea of what's the layout you're looking for, right? And this helps you with saving time in the design process. So you can like, okay, I want something very simple. I just want on the home page, I just want my banner in the background, I want a video and just the text, the title. Or you can say for the about page, I just want the text and a photo of whoever is the owner for the business or a photo from the business. Fine, that works as well. So sketching out the concept is a great idea. I've been doing that a lot in business of late, and this has helped me to save a lot of time. So I don't have to be wasting time like going back and so we're just browsing through this website, seeing all the things. I am particularly not a fan of this template, but it can work, and I'm going to transform it into my very own, right? So like I said, the concept for this website is a health and wellness studio for pregnant women or expectant women, mothers. And I went on Chat GPT and I was like, hey, Chat GPT, help me out with a copy for this website because the key to note, when you're creating your website, you want to ensure, I'm looking at the camera for this one, you want to ensure that you have your copy ready. Do not go about building your website, creating a website without copy. You need a copy. The amount of copy determines how your layout and the look and the feel and the flow of your website will be. So have your copy ready. And I already did that. And I'm going to show you how I did that. So if you want some help in terms of, creating copy for your website, you can use ChatGPT to help you. But this does not mean you should not reach out or work with a professional who can help you with copywriting for your website, right? That will take your website to a whole nother level in terms of your messaging and how you communicate with your ideal client base. All right. So another key thing I want to point out to you is I'm going to transform this template using my very own brand kit. Now, this is a key element of designing your website, especially on Canva, where you want to ensure that your website is cohesive, on brand. So if you already have a social media presence, match the social media with your website. Don't be using one set of colors on your website and another set of colors on, all over the place. You don't want to be all over the place. Just put it as simple as that. So I went into my brand kit and you can find this on your object panel. So on this page, which is pretty much your design page, you're going to go to the object panel, which is on the left hand tab, and I'm going to select brand. I've already selected my brand kit that I'm going to be using. For free version of Canva, you have access to one brand kit, or if you have Canva Pro, you have access to creating multiple or unlimited brand kits, top tier. No, I'm going to just show you that all the brand kits that I've created, and like I said, I've selected the one I'm going to use, which is pretty much for a wellness brand. So I have my colors here, I have my fonts, I have my brand voice, I have pretty much the general things created to get me started. And I'm going to select for each page. So that's what we call it here is pages. And what you'll realize on this tab is that each page you can create of your own design. So another thing that I need to point out to you is when you're creating your website is what do you want your website to include? Is it a home? Well, naturally your website should have a home page, but do you want to include your about page and your services and your packages and your contact? What type of pages do you want to include on your website? These things are very important with helping you to formulate even the content, right? That's another thing. So I've, like I said, have my copy, have my brand kit, and now I'm going to just select my brand kit, and I'm just going to shuffle. So once I've selected my color palette, I'm going to go to shuffle, and I can select apply to all pages if I'd like, or if not, I could go back to my brand and just change the color palette for each page as I go about. And if, for instance, you want to see all the pages at once, at the lower tab in the footer, right, you have the option of selecting thumbnail view, right? I have also scroll view, right? And I can have grid view. And grid view pretty much gives me a breakdown page by page of what is on what. And I can also label each page as what I want it to be. So for page 2, I'm going to call that my about page. And I could just continue and change it. Generally, I'm keeping everything here as it is, but I'll be changing the copy. All right, so I'm going back to home, and I'm just going to go through quickly, and I'm just going to change the color palette. Okay, so now that we have just made some adjustments in terms of the color palette based on our brand, I'm now going to go about and changing the fonts for this design, and I'm going to go and select the text box. Then I am going to go and look what the text for my brand, and I scroll all the way down to my brand kit, and I'm going to select this text here, and I'm just going to make it a bit smaller. And I have the option of selecting and changing all, right? So I'm going to just delete the name, any unnecessary things that I don't want. Now that I've deleted all the things I no longer want, I'm just going to go in and start changing out my copy based on what I generated on ChatGPT. Now that I've deleted all the things I no longer want, I'm just going to go in and start changing out my copy based on what I generated on ChatGPT. And I'm looking for a title, or just a, not necessarily a title, but a powerful statement or a statement that I can use on my own page. Typically, it is a message or something that will grab the attention of your audience or speak directly to your audience in a way that engages them, informs them, or even entertains them. It depends on what your business is, and again, what the purpose of your business is. Now, here are some key things you should bear in mind when you're doing your design for Canva for website or any other website. You might realize here that there are some faint lines. I'm going to just zoom in so you can see some faint lines around the border of the page, and these are normally called your margins. So you're going to go to File, Settings, and you're going to go to Show Margins. Now, Show Margins helps you with creating somewhat of a guide so that when you're designing, you don't add elements outside of that frame. And this just helps you with just like the layout for your page and everything, right? You just want to ensure that, you know, you're within some of a confines, just to help you with the design layout, that to ensure that your design is visually appealing and follow like some very basic design principles. Focusing on my homepage, I'm going to look for some images that depicts exactly what I want for my wellness brand. And I'm going to go to elements, which is on the object panel, and I can scroll all the way down to the tab or section that says photos, and I could just be browsing endlessly, or I can just simply go into the section that says search for photos. And how I search for photos is just typing exactly what I want. Think about the keywords. I'm going to type pregnant woman. I can be very specific and I can say black women or group of pregnant women or, diverse group of pregnant women. I can choose so many things and the options will be there. No, key to note, I didn't touch on this as relates to templates, but you want to know this, right? When I am searching or when you're searching for photos, elements, anything at all in Canva, you want to be able to distinguish which ones are for pro version and which ones are for free version, especially if you're designing for the on the free version of Canva. So anywhere you see that crown, that pro crown, that crown that says pro, or you just see the crown, those are elements that is a part of the pro version of Canva. And if you select it and don't have the pro version of Canva, you'll be required to pay for that element. And I think it's like $1. And think about it, if you add 12 of those pro versions or pro elements, then you're paying like $12 compared to paying the monthly fee. So, I just take Canva Pro. So I don't save myself as the trouble. But otherwise, you can just look for the free versions or free elements and use those in your designs. One of the photos that I will be using for this project is my stock images from Pixistock. Now, Pixistock is a gallery that has unlimited. I call it unlimited because they have so many really great stock images of Black women or just women in general that are just really good. I mean, the gallery does not, or the library of photos does not miss. And I already have some images here that I think really fit the aesthetic for this brand. So I'm just going to browse through that and choose an image that I would like. If you want to try out this, you can click the link in my description because, like you're seeing me browsing here, these are all images from Pixistock. One of the things you want to do when you're just adjusting or placing your images on your page, you want to ensure that, it's visible. If it's too big, too small, just easily resize it. You can double click that image. You can change the aspect ratio. So I can choose 9:16 ratio and select done. And it would pretty much crop it based on that. Or I could choose freeform. So I have that option for cropping my images. Because I'm designing for my non-designers, I'm keeping this pretty simple for you. So not to overwhelm you, but there are just so many other things I could bring to this page to bring it to life. And one such thing I could do is to select this element, go to effects, and I could change just how the text looks. So I can create an outline if I so desire. But for this one, I would more select a lift and change the intensity of this text. Another thing I could do is select my image or my text or my image, select animate. And in selecting animation, I can either animate the page or animate the text. And in this one, I'm going to choose animate text. And the options are endless. Well, not really endless, but you have quite a few options here. And I am just going to choose something that is pretty simple. So I'm going to pan. I'm going to select pan. I have the option of changing the speed or direction. This particular option is on the Canva Pro. So if you don't have Canva Pro, it would really benefit you in this sense. All right. And then I have book my session. I'm going to change this particular look and feel for the call to action. I'm going to delete, undo. I'm going to select and I'm going to remove the round corner. I don't want a border. So I'm going to select the text, select border color or select border, sorry. I'm going to select the border, no border weight. And I could just make my call to action bigger. Key thing to note, when designing your website, you want another key element to have is call to action. Give somebody a call to action. Give your clients a call to action where they want them to book with you, learn more, contact us, call to action, right? Now I have my call to action, which is book a session today. And if I'd like, I could create a shape or add a shape behind the text. And I'm going to go to elements and I'm selecting shapes. I'm going to take this shape and I'm going to bring it behind my text here. Then I'm going to send to back. And if I want, I can just make some slight adjustments. If, for instance, I have multiple elements on a page, I can select any element on my page, select the three dots that says more, scroll until I see layer, select layer, show more layers, and then I have the option of selecting the layer that I want to edit. And in this case, it's a square that I sent behind my call to action, and then I'm going to change the color. The option of changing my text color. All right, so this is what I have for my homepage. Another thing I could do for my home page is to probably duplicate this text or this image rather, and I could just simply make it bigger and I'm going to send it to back. And what I'm going to do is to fade her out in the background. Right, so this is just another way you can, make your design your own or transform this template. Another thing I could do is to remove the background. So let me just quickly do that. Ideally, if you're removing the background from an image, you want it to be something that is very clean and crisp. So I'm going to select, matter of fact, I'm going to cut here. I'm showing you what I'm doing, right? I'm cropping that image and I am making her much bigger, right? And I'm just pulling from the sides and I'm going to select this image and then I am going to select the image, go to my edit option, scroll to the section that says edit, select shadows, and I have the option of just playing around with the different shadow effects. And for this one, I'm selecting curved, and this is my person. This is my girl. All right, so I'm gonna just make some slight adjustments. All right, so I am finished with my home page for right now. I am going to move on to my page 2, and my page 2 is my about page. And I'm going to choose a text that I had generated on ChatGPT. fact, if you have not realized, I have went ahead and changed out the fonts for this brand, right? Typically, you would not change a font for your brands like midway through a design. You would just up and decide to change everything because you'd have already had a brand font and color and everything, right? But for this particular brand kit, I realized I didn't choose the best colors. And so I went ahead and changed it, simplifying the text and everything. So now I'm just going to finish up this project so we can get this website ready to launch and you can see exactly what it looks like. So now we have our website, which is finished, and we can just do a quick preview of what that looks like by going to preview. And you can view it in mobile format as well as desktop format. And naturally, we know a lot of our users or target audience use the mobile. So you want to ensure that your design is user friendly for the mobile format. No, what I realized when I was finished designing is that there needs to be some amount of adjustments for the design and the layout, and that is just repositioning the images as well as the text and making some of the text a little bigger. But all in all, it's a pretty decent design that we can get ready to go live with. So, in order to publish, one of the key things here is that we go to the section that says publish website. And in publishing website, you have the option to include navigation menu, and how you name your different pages is by actually giving your each page in your website a name. I'm going to go back and show you exactly how to do that in a sec. But pretty much I've selected all the options to resize on mobile and to include a navigation menu. Again, that is your choice. Now let's select publish settings, which is very important. This is where it will give you an idea of what the browser tab preview will look like. So this is where you need to ensure that you save your website in a format or just a name that when persons browse, your business name is there or the name of the website of some sort is there as well. And you also give your website a description, which is 160 characters. In this case, I could use and should use SEO friendly words, keywords, so that when persons search, my website has a chance of popping up. So I'm going to say your safe space for wellness during pregnancy. So there's no keyword here, but the keyword here could be a safe space for pregnant women in, and I can be very specific, Kingston, Jamaica, and I could include more details here. Then I could browse and go to advanced settings. This is where if my website is not ready to go live, or if I want to make it private to a certain number of people, then I could just enable the password. And I also have the option to, include search engine visibility. And then I am ready to go live and I'm going to publish website. One of the key things to note is that if you publish your website and you need to make edits, your website would have to come offline. Well, not that it would come offline, but you would have to edit the design, make the changes, and then republish the website, right? In order to view my website, I, select copy, and I could also just select view website, and this is what my website looks like, right? And I can select home, about, testimonials, and contact, which is pretty easy, by should I say. So this is just a basic website that you can design in Canva. And like I said, one of the key things here is to ensure that you have a good URL that is easy and clickable. One of the things you get when you set up your website with Canva is that you get a Canva generated domain. If you want to link your website to a domain that you purchased, I will just show you quickly how you can do that. And like I said earlier, if you want to edit your design, you can go back here, select edit, and I can go in and make all the necessary changes. So this is how quick and easy it is to design your website in Canva, publish your website. And a key thing, like I mentioned earlier, ensure that you give your website a name by saving the file. And I'm going to just republish the website. But here where you see website URL, like I said, I got the option to give my Canva site my name. I use my name here, and it's my.canva.site, right? But you have the option of changing the first part, and I have done this already. So I'm going to go now to settings to give you an indication of how you can go about and make some changes or link your domain to your website. So in the settings section, which you'll find on the top tab of Canva, right? You can find it on your own page as well. You're going to select settings, which look like a little tool, like a screw, and I'm going to select domains. Once I select domains, this is the domain that is managed by Canva, and I can go to view. And here you see all the websites that I have created on Canva. I can choose the ones that I want to remove. I'm going to just select the one here that I just did. I can view the website, I can copy the link, I can unpublish that website. All right. And this is pretty much it in terms of your website in Canva. If you want more information, or if there's something that I missed in this tutorial or this walkthrough that you would like to learn, just click the link in the comment below. And all the resources that I have mentioned in this tutorial is in the description. If you want to learn more, if you want to get access to resources in terms of building your website on Canva, comment below, check the link in my description, and thanks for watching.